I'm walking home from work, the city streets slick with rain. The world is a symphony of dripping gutters and distant car horns, my breath misting in the cool air. A shadow flickers at the edge of my vision, but when I turn, there's nothing, just an alleyway gaping like an empty mouth. Home is a cramped apartment filled with familiar clutter, a stack of unread books, a half-finished painting on the easel. The kettle whistles, steam curling from its spout like a spectral finger beckoning me. I pour hot water into my mug, the tea bag dancing briefly before stilling. Days turn into weeks, routines settling into a comfortable rhythm. The city outside my window is a bustling tapestry of life, each person a thread in an endless weave. Yet, there's a nagging feeling, a loose thread I can't seem to ignore, a sense that something isn't quite right. It starts with the shadows. They're longer, darker than they should be, even on the brightest days. They shift when I'm not looking, creeping towards me like cautious predators. I blink, and they're still, but the memory of their movement lingers. The apartment feels colder too, the air thick with an unseen chill that clings to my bones. The radiator groans as it struggles to life, its heat a feeble attempt against the creeping cold. My hands shake slightly as I reach for the mug, the tea inside long since cooled. One night, I wake up to the sound of footsteps in the hallway. They're slow, deliberate, echoing like they're coming from within my own skull. I sit up, heart pounding, eyes scanning the darkness. The doorknob turns, a soft click that echoes like a gunshot. But when I rush to open it, the hallway is empty, the silence so complete it's deafening. I retreat into my apartment, bolting the door behind me. My reflection stares back at me from the mirror, eyes wide with fear. Yet, as I look closer, I realize something else. My reflection doesn't match my movements. It's subtle, a slight delay, but it's there. The realization sends a shiver down my spine, and not just because of the cold. The apartment is changing. The walls seem to close in slightly each day, the ceiling pressing down on me like an invisible hand. The paint peels, revealing cracks that form intricate patterns, like maps leading to some unknown destination. I run my fingers over them, tracing their paths, feeling a strange sense of familiarity. I wake up one morning to find the kitchen table set for two. A mug steams beside mine, the tea still hot. My hands tremble as I reach out, touching the empty chair. It's cold, untouched. I look around the room, my eyes landing on the calendar. The date is wrong, the days crossed out leading up to today. But who crossed them off? And why does it feel like I've seen this exact scene before? The apartment is now a labyrinth of shifting rooms, each one slightly different from the last. Doors lead nowhere, windows show only blank walls. I'm lost in my own home, a stranger in my own life. The cold has seeped into my bones, my breath misting in the air despite the warmth of my apartment. I find myself standing in front of a door I've never seen before. It's made of smooth, black wood, no handle or hinges visible. A sense of dread washes over me as I reach out, the door swinging open silently at my touch. Inside, the room is bathed in a soft glow, the source hidden from sight. At its center stands another chair, identical to the one in my kitchen, and on it sits me, or at least what looks like me. Its features are slightly off, the eyes too large, the smile too wide. It stares at me, unblinking. I step closer, feeling a strange pull towards it. It's not just a reflection, it's alive, breathing. I reach out, my hand hovering inches from its face. The room seems to hold its breath, the silence deafening. Suddenly, it blinks. Its eyes meet mine, and in that moment, I see something familiar. The same fear I've felt all these weeks reflected back at me. But there's also something else. A plea, a warning. I pull my hand back, the contact broken. The room shifts around me, the glow fading. The figure dissolves into shadow, swallowed by the darkness. The door slams shut behind me, leaving me alone in the shifting labyrinth of my apartment. In the end, I'm not sure what's real anymore. Is it the city outside, the life I knew, or is it this thing inside me? I look at my reflection, seeing only questions staring back at me. The lines between reality and illusion have blurred, leaving behind an unsettling ambiguity that clings to me like a second skin. And as I stand here, staring into the void of my own existence, I realize maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe all that matters is this moment, this space in time where I'm trapped, waiting for something, or someone, to find their way back home. I'm driving home from work, the familiar hum of tires on asphalt a soothing lullaby. The car is my sanctuary, a steel cage against the world outside. My knuckles are white on the steering wheel, but it's not from fear, just habit, the remnants of a stressful day. The road stretches out before me, a ribbon of blacktop lined with swaying trees. I've taken this route countless times, yet today something feels different. The air is heavy, charged with an unseen tension that makes my skin prickle. I turn into my driveway, the house looming dark against the twilight sky. It's been a long day, and all I want is to collapse on the couch, lose myself in the numbing hum of the TV. But as I reach for the door handle, something stops me, a sense that I'm not alone. I pause, my heart pounding in my ears. The car is quiet, the engine ticking softly as it cools down. There's no one there, just the empty seats and the shadows cast by the fading light. I shake off the feeling, attributing it to fatigue and stress. Inside, the house is a familiar jumble of clutter. Kids' toys strewn across the living room, dishes stacked in the sink. The routine of dinner, bath time, bedtime stories follows its usual pattern. My family moves around me like ghosts, their chatter a distant hum as I go through the motions. Days turn into weeks, and the strange feeling in the car fades from my memory. Life settles back into its comforting rhythm, the days marked by the rise and fall of the sun. Yet, there's an undercurrent of unease, a nagging sense that something isn't quite right. It starts subtly, the faintest rustle of fabric in the back seat when I'm alone, the soft click of a seatbelt being secured. At first, I dismiss it as my imagination playing tricks on me, but each time it happens, the feeling grows stronger. I'm not alone in the car. I try to rationalize it, the heater kicking on, the wind whipping through the open window. But no matter how many explanations I come up with, the feeling persists. It's like having an unwelcome passenger, a hitchhiker who refuses to leave. The car becomes a place of dread, each journey an exercise in self-control. My hands shake as I turn the key, my eyes darting to the rear-view mirror before I pull out onto the road. The city streets blur past, a kaleidoscope of lights and colors that mean nothing to me now. One evening, I decide to confront it, whatever it is that's been following me. I park in an empty lot, the car's interior plunged into darkness. My heart hammers in my chest as I reach for the back seat, feeling around for something, anything. My hand lands on something soft, warm. A gasp escapes me, my breath fogging up the window. It's a person, a body, small and frail. I pull away, horror gripping my insides like a vice. The car is silent again, the figure gone as suddenly as it appeared. I drive home in a daze, my mind racing. What did I just touch? Who was in my car? And why can't I remember seeing them enter? The days that follow are a blur of fear and confusion. I am on edge, jumpy at every sound, every shadow. The car is no longer a sanctuary. It's a prison, a cage that traps me with whatever that was. One day, as I sit in my parked car, hands trembling on the wheel, I feel it again. The soft rustle of fabric, the faintest touch of breath on my neck. But this time, it's different. This time, it feels familiar. I turn slowly, my heart pounding in my ears. In the back seat sits a figure, small and slight, its face obscured by shadows. It looks up at me, and I gasp, because it's me. Or at least it looks like me. The same eyes, the same nose, the same terrified expression. The figure reaches out, its hand hovering inches from my face. I feel a strange pull towards it, a sense of recognition that transcends logic. It blinks, and in that moment, I see myself reflected back at me, the fear, the confusion, the desperate longing for answers. I reach out, my fingers brushing against its hand. The touch is electric, a jolt of energy that sends shivers down my spine. The car shifts around us, the world outside blurring into a kaleidoscope of colors. When I open my eyes again, the figure is gone. So are the walls of my car, replaced by an endless expanse of white. I'm floating, weightless, my body insubstantial. There's nothing but me in this empty void, stretching out in every direction. I try to scream, to call out for help, but no sound comes. Panic grips me, its tendrils wrapping around my throat, choking the life from me. I'm lost, adrift in this endless sea of white, alone with nothing but my thoughts and the echoes of a touch that shouldn't exist. In the end, there are no answers, no explanations. Just this empty void, this infinite space where time has no meaning. And as I float here, suspended between reality and whatever lies beyond, I can't help but wonder, what if I'm not alone after all? What if, somewhere in this vast emptiness, something else is waiting, biding its time until it's ready to reveal itself? But perhaps that's a question best left unanswered. Because sometimes the truth is too terrifying to face, and some things are better left unknown, especially when they're lurking right behind you, invisible yet always present, a constant reminder of our own insignificance in this vast, indifferent universe. In the echoing expanse of the deserted shopping mall, my footsteps resonate like distant thunder. It's unusually quiet today. No humdrum of shoppers or distant buzz of espresso machines. The air conditioning whispers through the vents, its chill brushing against my skin like a ghostly touch. I'm here for work, scouting locations for our latest photo shoot. My job is to find places that tell stories without words, and this mall, with its cavernous halls and eerie quietude, seems to have plenty to say. I snap pictures of the empty food court, the dust motes dancing in the slanted sunlight streaming through the skylights. Suddenly, I hear my name, Emily. It's soft, barely a breath, yet it hangs in the air, distinct as the clink of breaking glass. My heart leaps into my throat. I spin around, but there's no one there. The mall is still empty, its vastness swallowing all signs of life. I shake off the unease and continue exploring. I find myself in the old arcade section, now a forgotten relic amidst the shiny new stores. The machines hum with a low energy, their lights flickering like dying stars. I reach out to touch one, its cold plastic surface vibrating slightly under my fingertips. Again, I hear my name. Louder this time, more insistent. Emily. It's coming from behind me, yet when I turn, nothing but the empty arcade stretches out. A shiver runs down my spine, my skin prickling like static electricity. The air feels charged, heavy with an unseen presence. Back home, I can't shake off the mall's eerie atmosphere. My apartment, usually bathed in warm yellow light, seems cold and inhospitable tonight. Shadows dance on the walls, their shapes twisting into grotesque caricatures before settling back into innocuousness. I retreat to my bed, pulling the covers tight around me. But even in sleep, I can't escape. Dreamscapes blend with reality. The mall's fluorescent lights flicker over my closed eyelids. The arcade machines hum softly in my ears, and always that voice calling my name. Emily. Days turn into weeks. I throw myself into work, trying to forget the unsettling experience at the mall. But it's impossible. Every empty storefront I pass on the street seems to echo with that voice. Every whispering wind through the trees sounds like a breathy invocation of my name. My coworkers start noticing the change in me. I've become jumpy, edgy, snapping at the smallest provocation. They cast worried glances my way when they think I'm not looking. But they can't help me. How do you explain that you're being haunted by a voice that doesn't exist? One evening, After a particularly long day at work, I find myself back in the mall. It's as if some invisible force has drawn me here, compelling me to confront whatever is tormenting me. The mall is quieter than ever, its silence oppressive. As I stand there alone amidst the empty stores, I hear it again. Emily. This time, it doesn't stop at my name. It continues, a stream of unintelligible sounds, like someone trying to speak in a language they barely know. The hair on my arm stands up as the voice grows louder, more insistent. Then, suddenly, it stops, and I hear something else. A faint rustling sound, coming from one of the stores. I approach slowly, my heart pounding in my ears. Through the window, I see a figure hunched over a table, its back turned towards me. It's small, almost childlike. I push open the door, the bell above it jingling shrilly. The figure turns around. It's a little girl, maybe 8 or 9 years old. She looks at me with wide, unblinking eyes, her face eerily still, and then she smiles. Her teeth are small and sharp, like a row of tiny knives. I stumble back, horror rising inside me. The smile widens, the teeth glinting wickedly in the harsh fluorescent light. "Emily," she whispers, her voice a chilling echo of the one that's been haunting me. Then she turns away, leaving me alone with my terror. Back home, I huddle on my bed, shivering despite the warm blanket around me. The mall's eerie atmosphere has followed me here, its coldness seeping into every corner of my apartment. Outside, the wind picks up, its howl a chilling mimicry of that voice from my nightmare. But what if it wasn't just a dream? What if that little girl was real? The thought sends a shiver down my spine. Because if she's real, then she knows my name. She can find me anywhere, and maybe, just maybe, she already has.